to you about Ark Survival Evolved from Studio Wildcard. It's on early access since a couple of months, and it's going to be released fully in June or July. And I have to tell you, it's one of the most amazing experiences out there, in my opinion. In simple, it's an open world survival game, and it has a setting kind of in between a prehistoric setting and a sci-fi setting. It's a little bit like, yeah, a melange of those two elements. And it's really, really expensive. You're on this big island and trying to survive possibly with many other people if you're playing it online. And the developers achieved something with that game that no other game did before. Every little aspect of it is making a whole lot of sense. So basically it's a spiritual successor of Minecraft. You awake on this island, you don't have anything, you're with your bare hands, and from that point on you evolve your character till a point where he can build like high-tech weapons and more advanced stuff, but it's a long way until there. And one of the main features of the game is that you can tame animals. You can tame about anything, from a small dodo bird that is maybe only like 40-50 centimeters high, up to T-Rexes or stuff like this, giant dinosaurs that are as big as buildings. And the developers keep on adding amazing features. Since this game is on early access, it receives constant amazing updates, and not only minor ones at that. Just a couple of days they released a grappling hook, which is indeed a completely game-altering feature. It completely alters the game. Now you can grapple onto animals, you can climb up structures that you previously couldn't climb up, and it completely alters a lot of the gameplay. And they add complete new areas. When I started to play the game, it was like only this forests and jungles and stuff like that. Since then they added snowy mountains with a whole new set of animals. Now with the mountains came elks, wolves, mammoths, stuff like that. And then they added the swamp. I don't know which one they added first. Anyway, the swamp comes again with a whole new array of animals, like a snake, a frog, and all of them are tameable. You can all make them your comrades, and you can all tame them and keep them for yourself. Build a saddle and ride them. Or possibly if you have bigger animals, like a brontosaurus, for example, you can actually build houses on your animals. And yeah, it's totally up to your creativity to do whatever you want there. There comes the Minecraft part of it comes into play there. I mean, you can build whatever you want. It's a very flexible building system. You can build any fortress, any house, any crazy idea that you have, you can do it. The game doesn't limit you. It's really deep, really deep. You will keep going deeper and deeper, even after months of play, even after several hundreds of hours, you're still in the middle of the game. And it doesn't feel boring or stale, because there's always the social and the socio-political aspect to it. Meaning that people do what people do. They create bonds, but they also create wars in between each other. There is no game designer that told them, dude, you have to have war with this guy or anything. No, it organically grows out of the gameplay that is provided. The developers provide you with a sandbox full of possibilities and throw you in there and throw a bunch of other people in there, and basically what comes out is kind of a social experiment. It's always so interesting to see the dynamic in between people building bigger projects together. Now they have added a feature where actually tribes are really important in the game. That's basically like clans, and they added a feature where you can connect several clans into one big allied clan. It's an amazing feature that furtherly pushes people to interact. Now you're not only in a clan, in a tribe together, now you're also in a bond of several tribes together. There are hundreds of animals, they are still keep adding new amazing animals, and each of them feels distinct and serves a unique purpose in the game. So it's amazing. The gameplay is simply amazing. The design is simply amazing. So graphics. The lighting is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, the vistas and different weather effects are just so well done. It you really feel if you're in a dark jungle. You really feel that. It's all together. The graphics and the sound. They've done an amazing job there as well. It just feels so authentic if you go into a jungle, from the beach into a jungle. First you're on the beach and you hear the water, and then you, as further as you progress into that forest, depending on which kind of forest, because there are several kinds of forests and they really feel different. There are the ones with high trees, and there are more like swampy forests. There's a wide array of different forests. Not every forest feels the same. And if it's one of those forests who really keep out the sunlight, it feels so nice. It really feels like if you are in a deep jungle that is there are so many plants that the light is basically kept outside for the most part, and it makes it feel a little bit dark. And when the night comes, it's also one of the most realistic day-night cycles. There's one point in the night, in the middle of the night, I think 3 o'clock or something, no, way before, I think 1 o'clock a.m. in game time. And if you don't have a torch or anything, and if you're running on DirectX 11, you're gonna see nothing. And I really mean nothing. Meaning if you're in a forest, for example, and you don't have the necessary components to build a torch, and you don't have a torch or it's breaking, and especially if you're a low-level player, it's just amazing. You're standing inside a forest, you're hearing animals, and you're shitting your pants. It's amazing. What else is there to say? Yes, sound, I said already, they did a fantastic job. Graphics, amazing, especially the world lighting. Very demanding and not optimized yet. They said they didn't even start to optimize yet, and I believe them. Anyway, I can run it just fine, around 40 frames per second. On my PC I have an i7 5820K processor and a GTX 970 from Gigabyte. I have a fairly beefy machine, I admit, and I'm able to run it. I don't know, I think many people that whine about it just don't have strong enough computers, but yeah. Either people are whining about the performance or people are whining about the graphics, but I doubt that they are playing it on appropriate settings. I mean, I'm not running it on Epic, but even on high it looks fucking amazing. It's just not optimized yet, it's just not, yeah, but it's an alpha and the greatest one that I have ever seen. So, extremely deep gameplay, extremely amazing graphics, they absolutely nailed the system of taming animals, especially if I have a look at games that kind of have the same theme. Like, for example, Far Cry Primal, which just came out 2 days ago or 3 days ago. That's a complete facade. That's a facade of what Studio Wildcard did right with Ark Survival Evolved. For example, if you tame an animal, it easily can take up to 3 hours or more, depending on what you have. If you have the appropriate food, it's going to be faster, and there are several more things that are connected on how fast you tame an animal. It's a sophisticated system, unlike in Far Cry Primal, where it comes down to a mere button press, and this mere button press makes this animal your ally. And I can thoroughly imagine how much I give a piss, a flying fuck about that animal if the only thing that took me to tame it was to press a mere button. Instead, if I take 3 hours and need to really take care of an animal, and in the end I tame it and it becomes my ally, and I'm having great adventures with an animal, from the first second I have a strong emotional bond to that little, basically artificial being consisting out of zeros and ones. It becomes my friend. I get feelings for it. If it's making a baby with another animal of mine, and I'm raising the baby, also instantly there's this attachment. Everything takes a lot of time and a lot of power, and a lot of work. And this is how they make you really caring for those animals and caring for the world. Studio Wildcard, you did a fucking amazing job. Please, really keep on doing what you're doing. You're great. You're one of the greatest developer studios out there at the moment. I think it's, for me, the most sophisticated survival next-gen experience. Go check it out if you haven't yet. If you having PC or Xbox One, you can check it out right now. It's on early access. If you're on PS4, you will have to wait until the final release, because PlayStation, they don't have an early access program. So that's it from IG's little review talk about Ark Survival Evolved. I hope you enjoyed, and please check that game out. It's amazing. See you soon. Bye bye.